Hello, Sir Patrick Mack. My name is Lisa Miller, and I live on the border of Oklahoma and Arkansas. And I actually am a pastor. And I know you're collecting videos on why people believe that Q is actually real and not a conspiracy theory or a bot or a LARP or whatever else they're accusing him or them of being. When I first found out about QAnon.pub, it was clearly by accident. I didn't have any knowledge that that was going on back in October, I believe, when it started, but somewhere around the middle of February, I just happened to be on YouTube searching for some videos. I don't really even know what topic I was searching under, but for whatever reason in my search, a suggested video was one that was from Quniverse, the channel Quniverse. I guess that's how you pronounce it. And I thought, what an odd name. What is that? And I don't know if it was I don't recall that they put any type of specific titles to their videos or what have you, but there was just something about it. I don't know, I don't remember what it was, but there was something about it that made me click on it and start watching it, and I was a little amused, honestly, because it was almost like I was, without the video, I was listening to several news anchors pass off the news to one another, and they were just reading these posts. And it was just odd because I thought, what are they reading and what does that mean? And then after they're done, and they would just say Q at the end of it. And so I found it was a little humorous, but strange. And so I don't know why I watched another one, and somehow I got to, I don't know if it was, they had it in the description of one of their videos, but somehow I managed to get to the QAnon.pub site for myself. And I just thought, what is this Q? And I mean, I had no clue. And no one that I knew was aware of the QAnon phenomenon. And so I went on to the QAnon.pub and I started reading the posts. I have not read every single one back to the beginning of October, but I would say I've read probably 90% of them. And when I would click on the hyperlinks of all the outest research and the images and all the pieces they would fit to the puzzles of those brief posts that Q was putting on 8chan, I couldn't believe where it was leading. I am a conservative Christian patriot and have been ever since I've been old enough to vote, and I was not a fan of Hillary Rodham Clinton or her husband Bill or Obama for many, many reasons. And I didn't have hate in my heart for her, but I just really was very disappointed in her, the aftermath of all she had her hands on, and I just really sensed that there's a lot of corruption there, that she just wasn't who she said she was, and I thought she was just the poorest choice for Secretary of State. I still don't know how that, I mean, now I know how it happened, but I didn't know how that could happen at the time. It did happen. And, regardless, when I was reading things about them, I thought, well, of course, that just validates what I've suspected for a long time. There's corruption all over the place. But then I began to read these posts about Pizzagate and all of the Epstein Island, and I didn't know about a lot of those things, and I'm just going to be really candid here. I did not want those things to be true. I just didn't, regardless of how I felt about her in the political arena. I just did not want to believe that any of them would be capable of such horrific things, to even have any association with someone who would do those things, whether she physically did them herself or not, was just gut-wrenching to believe that. And I still would like to believe it's not true, but I just feel very confident that sadly it is. And I've always been a realist. I don't want you to tell me what I want to hear. I want to know the truth so I can, process it, reconcile it, and deal with it. That has just always been my personality. And so I began to go back to YouTube and find other people and actually start searching for some of these things. And I found many channels of alternative news, and I've listened to alternative news for some time, and been a fan of Sean Hannity for a really long time, and I've listened to even Alex Jones, and people like that, and when I would find all of these channels from all of these people that were doing, and I'll just say this in title only, amateur news anchors doing their own private channels, they're certainly doing a fantastic professional job. There's no doubt about that, but I found a lot of channels that were following this, and I was just amazed. I didn't even know all of this was going on, but I ultimately narrowed it down to a few, and everything that I have read and I have heard from the few people that I am following on YouTube that follow Q and do the decoding, they are so, including you, seem to be so conscientious of not taking a bit of scandalous information and then just running with it without being very prudent about doing the research. And the wonderful thing about this, for me and the public, I believe, is that there's not any of these posts or any of the research that has been done that cannot be validated by anyone if they will just go and check it out for themselves. No one is saying, hey, believe this because I'm telling you it's true. They're saying, go see for yourself. And, that we need to be doing a lot more of that. And I believe that part of this Great Awakening is that it's made people realize that we do need to stop sitting around just letting everybody tell us what's going on, and we need to be more mindful of what's going on around us, ourselves, and take some responsibility for knowing what the truth is, and to be a voice to stop corruption. I am just mortified by the child sex slavery that has been going on, and I've known about that for some time, and I've tried to be a voice about that sort of thing on a very, very small scale, but to see that it was astoundingly a greater problem than what I was aware is just, well, it's been heart-shattering. And again, I don't want that to be true, but there's no getting around that it is. So anyway, as far as the validity of Q, that's how I began to follow Q. That's why I'm just an absolute, I just really look forward to the posts and everything because I want to know, what's going to happen next, what's going on, But Trump himself has validated this. I mean, when you watch his Twitter post and you watch the Q post, and then he has a rally and he points to somebody with the Q on there. I mean, he has had every opportunity. If Q was not valid, in my opinion, then the White House would have already squelched it a long time ago. If it was not something that they felt was okay to say that they were associated with Trump at such a high level, I believe that would have been uprooted months ago. But the fact that doesn't happen, it's obvious that Trump is aware of it, and I personally believe that it's only a matter of a short amount of time when I believe that Trump will be asked those questions publicly and will confirm him by his own words. But anyway, I thank you so much for everything that you do. I have shared the QAnon 8chan stream with some of my friends. Honestly, I can't make a lot of posts like that on Facebook because of my position that I'm in, but I am a voice for it, and I will always stand up for the conservative patriot values, because I believe that is what makes our country great. And the thing about this whole issue at hand is not that it's, Republicans against Democrats. There is, steep corruption on both sides of the aisle. This is about getting good, patriotic people in there that have our country's interests at hand, that are, it's bad enough that there's financial corruption, but the fact that there's so many horrible things that are going on that are victimizing our babies, it's just that can't happen anywhere, but especially at top levels of government. It's appalling. So again, thank you for all that you do, and I hope that helps as one of your videos for people that follow, and why they do, and how they found out about it, and why they believe it's true. So God bless you, and take care.